Do you ever feel like you're just floating through life? Like you have no sense of direction or no clear purpose to move forward towards? It's like you're aimless, being tossed about by whatever wind is most favorable. Think about this. If you were dropped in the desert, you might feel anxious, not because you don't know which way to go, but because there are simply too many options. There are just too many directions and too many paths to follow. Jordan Peterson has said that when you're aimless, you get anxious. Anxiety equals aimlessness. Your brain is set up to produce emotion. So when you have a goal and you can see that you're making progress towards that goal, your brain produces a dopamine hit. He goes on to say, if you don't have a goal, you have no positive emotion. And if you're watching this video, there's a chance that you have just completed a goal and you have no clue what to do next, or you're in desperate need of one. You want some sort of answer on what to do next with your life. When we have a clear goal, it's like steering a ship with a clear direction, a map, and a crew behind us. 9,999 times out of 10,000, we will reach our destination. This is something that Earl Nightingale so eloquently captures in his speech, The Strangest Secret. When we leave port with no crew, no captain, and no clear sense of direction, it'll be a miracle if the ship leaves port at all. More than likely, it'll float aimlessly about, bumping into whatever it meets, or end up shipwrecked on some derelict island. I know how you feel because I've been there. In fact, in some ways, I'm still there. And this video is my attempt to dissect my own dilemma and help you in the process. For the last 10 months, my goal was to make $10,000 a month, like so many people. And my plan was to do that with Twitter ghostwriting. I showed up consistently, I engaged with others, I put out content every day. And I even took on some debt to hire a coach to help me with this. But here's the thing, I did this thing so that I could do something else. My goal wasn't to help people with my writing, it was to make money so that I could do what I really wanted to do, which was make YouTube videos and continue writing my feature film. But the entire time I was working on my Twitter business, I kept hearing these whispers, as Eric Godsey calls them. Make videos, write your film, go out and socialize. And I ignored them. And the more that I ignored them, the louder they got. I finished a big content sprint with the help of my Twitter coach and quickly found myself burnt out to the point of exhaustion. I didn't want to play the character of the ghostwriter anymore. I didn't want to do this so that I could do that. I wanted to be of service, to be aligned with my purpose and path in the world, and to have a clear goal to follow. And if you're still watching this and any of this is resonating with you on your own journey, then good. Some people ignore those whispers, those calls to adventure, issuing forth from your soul in favor of fear. And eventually, they may lose the ability to hear them altogether. Think of the bell and the Polar Express. You mustn't lose the ability to believe and hear your inner voice. But how do we hear these whispers? How do we know what to do next? Well, society hasn't made that part easy either. The school system is one big conveyor belt, churning out an outdated product of the Industrial Revolution. And on that belt, there's a clear path to follow. You have preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. But then the real world hits you in the face like a ton of bricks. You're in your 20s, and now it's time to figure out what the fuck to do. At the time of this recording, I'm working in an Amazon warehouse, and they just installed a massive conveyor belt, automating many jobs and creating many headaches in the process. And if there's anything I can tell you about belts, it's that it takes a while to figure out what to do when they don't work. But here are some of the things that I found that have worked on my own journey. Number one, realize that purpose evolves over time. Whenever I felt stuck or lost, I've always turned back to the question of purpose. What's my purpose? I felt that if I could answer this question, I'd have the clarity I needed to move forward. What I didn't realize is that there are concentric layers of purpose. Purpose is one big onion with multiple layers to peel back and move through. A wonderful resource for becoming a man of purpose is a book called The Way of the Superior Man by Deida. David writes, "You are your mission. And if you don't know it, you are not relaxed in the moment. So you don't have to find your mission. You need to relax in the moment to discover it. It is being shown to you right now. You are being lived by a force deeper than you. Masculine practice is intuitively feeling and identifying with that force, so that when you wake up in the morning, you are lived by your mission. If you don't know what that is, it is because you are thinking. Your mind will never know your mission. You will never feel your mission if you are attending to your thoughts, hoping to see what your mission is in the future." This moves us on to the next step, and that is create space for conscious contemplation. Sit in silence, remove all distractions. One thing I've done recently is uninstall social media from my phone. I stopped listening to podcasts. I put down the books and the reading. And this is not a permanent solution, but a temporary action step. I found myself consuming 24/7 to the point that I couldn't discern what I thought and felt from the illusory world of social media and what they were telling me to think and feel. Furthermore, as David continues, your mind will never know your mission. So set an intentional amount of time each day for the next few days, weeks, months, however long it takes for you to be fully present with yourself. And this leads us to the third step. Listen to the whispers. Deida writes, "So if you sit there for a week or two, suddenly you might feel, before I die, I have to form a business to sell this product that I'm interested in. I just keep thinking about it." This is what meditation is. It's being aware of your thoughts. And contrary to popular belief, you're not sitting down to stop thinking. That's counterintuitive. If I said, "Don't think about pink elephants," you'll do exactly that. In this practice, you are merely observing the thoughts and the fruit that they bear in your mind. So to rewind for a moment to the whispers that I kept hearing, it was make videos, write your film, go out and socialize. I asked myself, if I could only do one thing, if I could only bring one thing to fruition before I died, what would it be? The answer was my feature film. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm using my YouTube channel as a way to document the process, as well as make videos along the way. As I've attended to those whispers, a deep sense of peace has enveloped my body and my way of living. And when I'm not living in my current purpose, and I'm not listening to those whispers, I feel out of whack. I feel aimless. And that's when the anxiety sets in. I know that one day, should I complete this mission or find something else along the way, my purpose will change. But for now, this is the realization that I've come to in the moment. When the mind is muddied by outside influences, it is difficult to see the bottom clearly. When you take time to be still, let the ripples find that stillness, you'll see that there is, in fact, treasure at the bottom. And lastly, deep rest. One thing worth mentioning is just asking yourself, do I just need a break? It's possible that you've been going too hard for too long. As someone who grew up on the East Coast, I have a hustle mentality built into my core. It's baked into my being. I love working on things, and I pride myself on this, but sometimes it comes at a price. When I experienced my moment of burnout a few weeks ago, I also felt waves of depression lap against my shores. And Jim Carrey has equated depressed with deep rest. He says your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character you're trying to play. Jersey Mike, my East Coast alter ego, gets shit done. But I can't play that character all the time. He has a time and he has a place. you might just need to kick your feet up, relax, and rest. So to quickly summarize how to get yourself feeling unstuck and back on a track that feels purpose-driven and aligned with what you want out of your life, do the following. Realize that purpose evolves over time. Once you achieve your current purpose, you move on to the next layer of the onion. Number 2, create space for conscious contemplation. Set aside time to be with your thoughts. And I know that sounds scary, but that means it's something that you need to do. Number 3, listen to the whispers. Pay attention to the thoughts playing on repeat in your head. That's the song to dance to. Number 4, deep rest. Identify if you just need a break from the character you've been playing up until this point. This is a process, not a final destination, and Steve Jobs has said that we can only connect the dots looking backwards. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We have to just trust in our knowingness and our beingness to take the next step forward. And I hope you got something out of this video. I'll link all the references below for you to check out and dig deeper if you feel called to. And if you found value in this, please consider liking and subscribing. Either way, I'll be back with more, and I'll see you next time. Peace.